Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. New video for you today. Today I designed my own Hollow Knight characters. Or Hollow Knight character. I really like Hollow Knight. I haven't played it in a while, but I just saw some like images or illustrations recently, and thought I really miss how much I like the Hollow Knight art style. So I thought I wanted to make my own character. So I thought, well, what kind of bug was the coolest to me, or what one do I like the most to look at, or that I'm not just inherently disgusted by. And I thought, well, what about stag beetles? I thought stag beetles had really nice shapes going on and really liked the way they look. And I just like how they can range in color from black to reddish brown to pure red, and it's just really cool. I thought if I could take the elements that make stag beetles cool to me and put them in the Hollow Knight art style, I thought that'd be really fun to do. So I've just got some examples and references from images of stag beetles here, and then a reference image of Hollow Knight here. And then I just kind of like just jumped into a sketch really. My initial idea was to make this sort of character where you've got the underside of the beetle, where it's kind of got those like rows, and then I thought the top head obviously will be the mandibles or jaws, or I guess antlers of the stag beetle. Where it has these like jutting out bits there, but they'll be kind of like rounded, kind of like in the Hollow Knight art style. And I thought it looked really good. And then the kind of like antennae on the top here, and then the obviously big open eyes that are synonymous with the Hollow Knight art style you can see there. And then I thought, well, what else can I do for this character to make it look more like a Hollow Knight character, not just some random bug? So I wanted to give him a cape. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. Like he'll have like one of those like flowing capes, kind of like this character here, the main character. Thought that'd be really cool. It'd be some sort of like fur cape or something. I thought, I can do better. I've got a better idea, but I do like how this initial sketch looks. I do know there's some characters in Hollow Knight that have like sort of segmented limbs, or have a little bit more of a more obvious bug inspiration rather than the main character. Um, but that's that. If I just had that, I've also got this nice like text paper texture background because I just think it looks really nice. Um, so here we go. I started inking. So I did this inking test, which looked really cool, and I had a better idea. Instead of a fur like cape, I thought, what if the cape was made of other like beetle wings? So it's like a beetle wing cape, and they would have kind of like held together by this like brooch here, which is also reminiscent of a stag beetle's back or a beetle's back, and then kind of have these like stag beetle arms or legs sticking out there. It's like a nice, interesting touch. I really like the way this inking came out. Um, yeah, it's just very simple, straight black. Just using a hard round brush, using my trusty good old lazy Nezumi there. Um, and yeah, I think it looks really cool. I added some extra details, like this line here on there to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. And then just give these just straight black circle eyes instead of maybe some angled ones. And then I turned a lot of the beetles like outer shell or carapace into kind of like sort of armor, I guess you could say. So this bit around here, around the stag beetle character, or the beetle warrior, as I've been calling him, has kind of sort of like this armor around his neck area, so it could act sort of like a gorget, the French word for the neck guard. And I really liked that. So I thought, oh, that turned out really good. And I got some details on the wings here. As beetles' wings are pretty interesting. They're very beautiful to look at. Um, but anyway, I moved on to a different inking brush. I was like, maybe I can do a little bit better. So I simplified it down so the legs don't actually have these kind of like knobbly bits here to indicate where the limbs are. Um, and so I did this version. It's a little bit thinner, so it's really a little bit more hard to see the details, I think. In my eyes, I was thinking, oh, I'll get some nice thicks and thins in there, make it a little bit more illustratory and kind of, but and then obviously angled the lines like how I wanted them. Uh, it doesn't look that great. I mean, but you know, that's okay. Figuring things out is what you're meant to do. And I liked both of these, even if they are just throwaway inks. I really liked them. Um, so let me know what you think of them. And then I also had like some sort of like a sketchy idea for a weapon you could have, since all the characters in Hollow Knight have like a weapon they carry. Um, So that's that. Let's see. Here we go. And this is the final character design. I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. I've got like a shadow there, so they're like standing, and I've got it's all colored. It's a little bit more detailed than the actual Hollow Knight art style, I think, but I think it's kind of like a mesh between my art style and the actual style of Hollow Knight. But it's really not that difficult to get it sort of like it still fits in with the style, I think. So he's got his kind of like beetle armor here. I really like how the colors come together. It's got like this grayish brown, but also the red from the light, and then this cool blue like rim light that's coming in from the side, which I really, really like. And then the yellow for the brooch, and then these kind of like almost goldeny, browny, yellowy, transparent wings that are coming off as a cape, and that's contrasted with the black limbs, and then obviously the reddish brownish body. For shading and lighting, I just kind of like winged it, I guess. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. I was just doing what looked cool, to be honest, which you shouldn't do, but I did that anyway. Um, and then they added the limbs in afterwards because I thought, well, if I just leave it, it'll look like he's like having his cape flung behind him. But I thought I might as well put the limbs in because he's going to be holding his weapon anyway. But yeah, and then they also designed this weapon here, which I really like the look of. I tried to sort of model it after Gyungdao, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the like Chinese kind of like pole weapon. Um, I think it looks really, really cool, and also the top kind of reminds me of a Stag Beetles kind of like antler thing. So I thought that'd be like a perfect weapon for this character. Maybe some sort of like beetle knight that carries this around. So he has quite a lot of like a long reach. And then I thought, well, I like that, but I want to do a back view in case somebody might want to model it or whatever, or 3D like printed or model it or whatever or if somebody was making this into an animation, you would need to see the back. Um, so I did a back view, and I actually used other multiple references from Stag Beetles to kind of like get these details on the back of the head. And they have like some of these weird lines that go along here. I think it's like where the carapace kind of like attaches, all these connecting lines. But I thought it was really interesting detail, so I want to put it in. And then we've got the back view here, which is just like more common for the back of these beetles to have kind of this reddish brownish um, kind of like color on the back there, and that's obviously they open out where the wings come out. But on this character, he's already wearing a cape of wings, so I think that was a really, really cool detail. And then we've just got a shadow underneath just to ground them, which I think is really, really cool. I really, really, really like the way this turned out. Um, I thought about doing some like action sketches to kind of like show how the character moves, but I think at this point, I think I've done quite a lot of work. This did take me quite a while to do, but I really, really, really like the way it turned out. I think I did another version of the character. Yeah. If I just hide these, I did this version of the character, which is a little bit more colorful, so maybe it could be like an alternate skin, but it's kind of a little bit duller, and these wings are like multicolored, which I think look really cool. So maybe this is like a special edition, kind of like a version of the character. But he's got that kind of classic Hollow Knight kind of like white mask. It's a little bit more grey because of all the colour, but I really like the way it turned out. It's kind of like a mesh between my style and the official Hollow Knight art style, and I kind of like that, but it kind of weirdly works. Um, but yeah, I did that one. I love that one. So let me know, do you like prefer this more colorful version, or do you prefer the kind of like standard brown, reddish, and grayish kind of look for the character, which I think looks really, really cool. Um, yeah, so that's that one. Let's see. Um, yeah, I even then grabbed like a official Hollow Knight background. I thought, well, if I'd done my job right, it should kind of fit in the Hollow Knight background, right? So I did that, and lo and behold, it kind of really works and fits in with the Hollow Knight background. Um, I think it works. It looks really, really cool. I also really like this paper texture that I have, not just for the background, but it's actually laid onto the character itself, the character design itself. These like little black spots here and cracks here. I found that paper texture works really, really well for stuff like this, and I thought that looks really cool. Even if it wasn't just for Hollow Knight, or just as an illustration itself, Looks really, really cool. I'm not really good with props, by the way, but I like the way that his weapon turned out. I think it looks really, really cool, and I think it'd be a really interesting boss. I did also create a version um, where I know in Hollow Knight, I created an alternate version, sorry, and I know in Hollow Knight that some of the characters are infected. They're infected with that kind of like orange goop. So I thought, well, if he was a boss, what would happen if he had like an infected view? So I made this infected version as well. As you can see, where like his kind of like arm here is breaking apart and it's kind of bursting out from his kind of like hole there, and it's filled his eye and it's dripping. Some's on his arms. There's like a pool of it here, and some of his other eye. I thought that it'd make a really cool like alternate version of the character. Um, and I think it actually looks really close to what it looks like in the game actually, because I did some studying and it's really not that difficult to do. You just need like a dark orange color, which I've got here in a kind of blobby shape. Then you need a lighter tone, which is for the inside, and then go back to your dark tone for these kind of like splotchy, blobby inside bits, and then just a kind of a light color for the highlight on it. And it looks really convincingly like the orange infectious goop that is present in the game. I thought that'd be really, really cool. So for the lore of this character, I thought maybe he could be a beetle knight that has been hired by like a foreign princess, or him and another character from a foreign land. They're transporting this princess to Hollow Nest or something. Because I really plan to make this like a three-part series where I have our beetle knight, the princess that he's like escorting or helping, and then another key warrior that's helping them as well. Um, so I've got some ideas for that. So let me know what do you kind of think kind of bugs I'll turn into these kind of characters. But if anyone's interested, yeah, I would like to make this a three-part series, doing sort of a similar style to this, where I kind of like show you sketches and then I show you the inks and then the final illustration and maybe some a little bit of prop design with the weapons. I think it's really, really cool. Um, but yeah, I thought if there's an alternate timeline, like maybe if you talk to him during a certain point in the game, he'll remain his humanity and he'll remain his kind of like a mind, and he'll be helpful to you. But if you don't get to him in a certain amount of time, he'll become this infected version, which I think is really cool. If I just find that again, yeah, and I think it's a subtle difference, but it looks really, really cool. Um, but yeah, let me know what do you think of this Beetle Knight character. I love the way it came out. I think it looks pretty cool. It's close enough to the Hollow Knight art style that I think it really, really works. And let me know, what do you think? Do you prefer this version, the colored version, or maybe one of the earlier inks? Maybe you think they looked a little bit more like the Hollow Knight art style. So, that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching if you did get this far. If you did like it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave me suggestions for other characters or things I should design or whatever. Yeah, so thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.